Hello. I wonder if you all hear me. This thing is like totally delayed. Stupid fucking. Violent emotion too, please. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. Yeah, guitar face. I'm really, really bad at guitar, but been having a lot of fun with it lately. Why would I stream on Twitch? It's like more of a gaming platform, right? It's like I feel like most of my fans are here on YouTube or on the Grams or on Facebook. So I find those are kind of like the best places for me to do streaming, right? So. Oh, I'm so bad at guitar. I'm like so fucking bad. But honestly, I don't know how Twitch works. So, I mean, if you think that I should go there, if there's going to be an audience, can always do it. Doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. But hey, man, I'm just an old dude. I don't know what the kids are doing these days. I'm fucking out of touch. But yeah, I'm into it. Whatever I can do to hang out with you guys more. Yes, you can see my hat collection. I have many of them. I've got like, I don't even know what to do with these ones because all these fucking ebb and flow hats. I bought multiples. Ugh. I just all kind of live up here. I don't really know what to do with them. Just collect dust. Literally. You know, you got the evil priest guy, or the black priest guy, and then the red priest guy. I have a second red one, but the problem was that, like, if you can see, my head was way too big for the hat itself, so I had to get a hat stretcher and stretch it out. But I fucked up the side so bad that I actually started to make the brim distend, and so I had to go buy another one. But this one's pretty good. Fits alright. But it doesn't need to fit perfect because obviously it's just a music video. It's got to stay on there, get the right angles. And this is like one of my everyday hats, which I like a lot. Fisherman, punk rock style. This is my show hat. as of late. I like this one a lot. There's fucking cheese puffs on it. And then diamond top for being sort of fancy. Like it a lot. And the LAX hat. Boom. Ooh. All right. I like Gods and Gold so much. Thank you. How did it happen? You made it with Richard Kruspa. As some of you may or not be aware, my new drummer is Joe Letts, and he is a close personal friend of Richard. And yeah, we sent him the song and politely asked, and to our, well, not so big of a surprise, he agreed. And so that's that. Dude, your music means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. It's pretty crazy to think that my music helps people, because, you know, I write it to kind of help myself figure out what's going on in my own mind. And the fact that it, you know, it means something to others is really humbling and an awesome feeling. So thank you. How is your nose fully recovered? Yes, my nose is finally fully recovered. I guess you can't see it here. But they sent endoscopic little robots up into my sinuses and dug all around. I actually had a polyp. It was enormous right above my left eye. And right before I was supposed to go into surgery, they're like, yeah, we might need to cut through your face in order to get it out, because our tools aren't like capable of reaching it. And so it was, yeah, it was terrifying. But I was pretty high when I signed the form, so when I woke up, I think the first thing I asked was like, well, actually the first thing I asked was, did I die? And luckily I did not die. But then I asked if they had to drill through my face, and they said no, they were able to get this fucking giant polyp that was creating an airtight seal inside my sinus cavity, which was causing all the pain that I was having when I was flying. It's just, it feels amazing. It is amazing. Gods and Gold is a masterpiece. Really enjoyed the video, music, and lyrics, even if the whole album didn't get me. Obviously, that's, you know, everybody's taste is different. I'm glad that you liked something off the record. I hope maybe you'll go back and give it another listen. I know that it's a different kind of record, and that it might be, you know, not something that's for everyone, but maybe give it another try. I mean, I hated Mechanical Animals when it came out, and now it's my favorite Manson album. Huh? Where did you figure out your appearance for the video? I have worked with this woman named Fernanda. She goes by the name Pompberry on Facebook and Instagram. You should totally check her out. She is incredible. She's just a fantastic makeup artist, and she just basically took my sort of general idea that I wanted and just took it to the next level. And I'm so grateful for it, because I love my looks for that video. As for the wardrobe, I came up with about half of it. The other half was me And Clint Carney, the director, we went thrift shopping in Burbank and found like the white outfit and the hat and all that kind of stuff. So, I think a lot of people don't realize how important collaboration is, and that, the greatest works of art, or the greatest, really the greatest anything, never comes from one mind. So sorry, important tour stuff. Yeah. All the greatest things never come from one mind. It's always a collaborative effort. It's just everybody kind of bringing their strengths together to create something that's better than the sum of its parts. And I think that the Gods and Gold video is a perfect example of that. What's the scoop on the deluxe version of Into the Black? I am currently working on it. It's going to have a couple of B-sides, and I think it's going to include all of the previously released digital singles, so that people can finally have a physical version of those songs. Because a lot of people ask me to put those songs on CD, but a CD single these days is just a financial sinkhole. You're never going to make your money back. Nobody's ever going to buy them. I'm still trying to unload all my copies of the Inhuman single and the A Nice Place to Destroy single. It's just like nobody buys that stuff. So I think having them on the deluxe version of the album will make a lot of sense. Kat, what are you doing? Will you make another album one day? I mean, Into the Black came out 2.5 months ago. Don't I have a little bit of... I haven't even finished touring it. Don't I have a little bit of time before I have to start thinking about the new record? Yes, I will probably make another record. I kind of realized, even though the market doesn't really favor albums right now, because just as you yourself proved, like, I just put out a new album 2.5 months ago, something that took years of time and effort to craft, and now it's already kind of like forgotten, in the sense where, oh, when do I get something else that's new? It's like, it's a here today, gone tomorrow sort of world we live in, and it makes a lot more sense to just continually remind people that you're here with one new song at a time. But I think that the process of writing an album really showed me that it's a lot easier to write when you're not focused on, okay, hey, this song has to be a hit. I have to choose like the best song that I'm working on. Not every, you can just write for the sake of writing, and not everything has to be a winner. And it was great because, I was able to I wrote 20 songs for this album. I finished 14 of them, and then released 10. So I think that this album really showcases everything that I'm capable of, and kind of trims away all the fat, right? It's like you have that ability to go through that process of letting ideas marinate, and I think it's an important one from an artistic perspective. But the current business climate does not favor that kind of stuff. So, will you come to Greece in 2019? Unfortunately, we will not be playing in Greece this year. The only reason is because, well, I mean, we're booked up pretty much for the rest of the year, and Greece isn't there. However, I'm really hoping that we can make it there in 2020 because Athens is always just a fantastic place to play, and you guys are always really, really welcoming. I love it there. I also love Retsina and Souvlaki, so, you know. Looking forward to seeing you live in Canada. Yes, I'm really, really stoked to be returning to Toronto this fall. Toronto is always one of our just favorite places to play. And we are returning to Vancouver. And this is the first time that we've played in Vancouver since 2011, maybe 2012. I mean, it's been just so long. So I'm really, really excited to play Western Canada again, and I really hope that people come out for these gigs because it'll prove to promoters in other markets that, you know, aesthetic perfection is not a risk to take in other cities. Because I would love to go back to Winnipeg. I would love to go back to Montreal. It's just, you know, the scenes aren't really strong there, and promoters are always afraid of taking a financial hit, and I totally get that. I admit that as an artist, I have a hard time delving into working with others. I'm really trying to master my craft before I do, but patience is a virtue. You know, it's a balancing act, right? Because what you're going to eventually realize is that you can never master anything. A next, there's always another step to climb. Um, Now, obviously, you don't want to jump into the deep end before you know how to swim, but at some point, you have to put yourself into. You got to get yourself a little bit out of your depth, and I think that collaborating with others can both uh, help teach you how to swim, but also, you know, kind of be your water wings because, you know, somebody else can compensate for your shortcomings, and we all have them, right? There's just things that we can't do because we haven't put in the hours. It's like I love playing guitar, but I'm not good at guitar, and I think that guitar is always just going to be a hobby of mine, and I would much rather sort of give the guitar duties to somebody that has spent the last 20 years being great at it as opposed to me who's just kind of whatever. So I think that you just got to reach out and start collaborating whenever you can. Amazing album, thanks from France. When a concert in France, please, please, please. I have tried so hard to get shows in France over these last couple of years, and it has just been fucking impossible. And I don't know why. I think it's just, you know, France is not a huge market for this kind of music, and the promoters who are there only deal with larger bands like VV Nation, Nitzareb, whoever. But I'd really like to just take a risk and go there and just, you know, play a show or two and see if anybody shows up. But, you know, without the support of local promoters, it's difficult because I don't speak French and I don't know any venues. I don't have relationships in France. It's a really complicated machine, and it's difficult to make it work sometimes. Sing with Blue Dangle. Man, you guys are all talking about Blue Dangle, which is very, very weird. I like Blue Dangle. I like Chris, but it. I don't see a collaboration in the near future. Would love to see something like the old days, more hard bass and less singing. I know you say that, but I actually think that's not what you want. Um, or I should say, I don't think that's what the world wants right now. And it's certainly not what I want. Uh, you know, if an artist is creating something and their heart isn't in it, it's just not going to connect with people. And if I were to try and go back and make A Violent Emotion or Close to Human Part 2, it wouldn't be for any other reason but to either make money or make specific people happy. And I think the majority of people would understand that it wasn't authentic. People want authentic music, and people want musicians to be rebels, honestly. And the reason that A Violent Emotion did as well as it did was because it sounded fucking different than what was going on at the time. Like, it was a different album. And, if I stop being a rebel and I stop being dangerous or pushing the envelope, then I'm just kind of a hack. And that's not the kind of artist I want to be. I want to just keep continuing down the road that I've been traveling and follow my artistic intuitions no matter where it leads me. And I understand that there are going to be hits and misses, but that's just part of it. And I also have to say, whenever we play stuff from A Violent Emotion live, like Schadenfreude or Spit It Out, people don't really give a shit. Like, I think that there's just this vocal minority online of people who are like, I want a violent emotion. I want a violent emotion. And it's like when you get out there, like on the ground, people just don't care. Like, we played Pale once not too long ago, and the crowd was just like, what the fuck is this? So Austin, Texas loves you even though you can't speak French. You do realize that the majority of people in Austin, Texas don't speak French either, right? Okay. Anyway, I hope you come see us at Elysium. That show is going to be awesome. Have you considered Nocturnal Festival in Barcelona? I bet you would be more than welcome. You have to understand, the festival needs to come to us. It's not about me considering it. It's about them considering me. So if you want them to book us, you should let them know. Nothing is more convincing for promoters than to hear the people in their crowd, in their scene, in their market say, oh, I want to see this band come here. That's what makes it happen. I need you guys to help get the word out. So if you want to see us in France, if you want to see us in Barcelona, tell people. Talk about it in your local groups. If you know promoters, tell them. Say, why aren't you bringing this band here? That's how this shit works. It's not my choice. It's more you. Any more acoustic albums? I loved Imperfect. If you check out my Patreon, I can post it in here. You will see that Imperfect 2 is an upcoming goal. So once I reach a certain level of patrons, Imperfect 2 is guaranteed. This time I would like to do it in multiple cities. I was thinking Los Angeles, New York, Berlin, and London. It's just a very, very expensive endeavor. And we just don't know if there would be enough people who are interested in seeing it. So we got to make sure that we're covered financially and that there are enough of you that want to see it. So if you're interested in being a direct part of making that happen and helping me with all of my future artistic endeavors, please sign up for Patreon. It's a great community we have there, and everybody is fucking awesome. Look happier? Is this the version of telling a woman to smile more? Okay. Mexico, please. I just DJ'd in Mexico City, and I'm working on concerts there for 2020. And I love Mexico, and I'm really excited to be returning as soon as possible. Will there be new merch for the US tour? Yes. I am currently working on a partnership with a merchandising company to get some of the most awesome stuff ever. I'm really, really excited about this partnership, and I can't wait to talk about it. And we're going to have some of the dopest and most high quality shit ever. So excited. Any plans on coming to the Missouri area? Why, yes. We have a show in Kansas City, and that's coming up. When is it coming up? Boom. Kansas City. Tickets are on sale. Oh, that's right. It won't let me post links. Motherfuckers. Tickets are on sale right now for the Riot Room show in Kansas City. Please come and see us. As I've said, the more people that come to see us, even if you got to travel, it makes such a difference in helping us getting bookings for the future, because regional promoters notice when they see a band doing well, they want a piece of the pie. They want to get in on that. So if you guys, even if you don't want to sign up for Patreon or buy records or anything like that, buy tickets to my concerts. If you want to help me, buy pre-sale tickets to the concerts. It's a fucking game changer. So a lot of the shows on this tour are about 1/3 sold out. I think even smaller shows like Portland and Washington, D.C. are more than halfway sold out. But if we can get as many sold out shows on this tour as we did in Europe, I think it's going to make a world of difference for the future. So please buy pre-sale tickets. Boom. More videos in 4K. I don't know. I'm not a music video director. Were my last videos in 4K? I don't know. Another clip from this album. Yes, I plan on making at least 2 or 3 more music videos. But it's really a matter of time and money, to be honest. So I think the more people who buy tickets to the concerts and the more people who sign up for Patreon, they help make music videos a lot more likely. I mean, let's not forget, if I spend $5,000 or $6,000 on a music video, because that's what a music video costs, I can expect to see about $100 per month in YouTube revenue from that. And I make $2,000 or $3,000 a year from streaming of like an individual album or single. So I'm still not even out of the red on on the one music video. So it's really, really important to have the support of people like you guys. Patreon is the best way, but concert tickets, merchandise, all that other stuff is certainly a big, big help and makes it a lot more likely that I can make even more music videos. Anywhere close to Vegas. The closest show to Vegas is unfortunately Mesa, Arizona, or Los Angeles, but I promise you it'll be worth the trip. LA is going to be a gnarly show. I'm really, really excited about that. I wish I could afford to help you. I live off like $700 a month, but I do share your music with everyone I know, and I hope that helps a little bit. I just want to be clear that, like, I don't want supporting me or my art to be a financial burden on anyone. I know that times are fucking tough right now for a lot of people. And, you know, if you are pinching pennies, living paycheck to paycheck, and you simply can't afford to pay for, you know, music or donate to help keep me creating, then please don't. I mean, I'm not one of those people who's going to bemoan the fact that art, or let's say music or whatever in general, is free these days, because it is. You know, it's essentially free with Spotify and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Like, more people have more access to that kind of stuff than ever, and they don't have to pay for it. And I'm okay with that, because, you know, at the end of the day, what's most important to me is that people are hearing my music and appreciating it. And I certainly don't want to exploit anybody or ask them to give money that they don't have so I can make a music video. I mean, that's just not, that's not getting your priorities in order, right? So however you can support me, I appreciate it. If you're just telling your friends, if you're the highest financial supporter on Patreon, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all a community, and we all help in any way that we can, and that's what matters the most. So please don't ever forget that. Yes, my Patreon supporters voted that the next video would be Wickedness. I'm trying to make that happen. I would really like to make a music video for Supernatural, and I would like to make one for Dark Ages, which is a B-side that was included on the cassette. Name a music festival that you've never played which you would like to play. Download Festival in the UK or Rock am Ring in Germany. Absolutely. How long did all of that take to film with all the outfit changes? We filmed it all in a day. And I think we were filming for about 10 or 11 hours, maybe 12. But we really had to hustle, you know, with the makeup and costume changes. So I was really lucky to be working with people who are so professional and good at their jobs and just fucking fast. It was really quite surprising that we were able to get so much done in such a little amount of time. But that just speaks to the awesomeness of everybody who worked on that video. Is Joe Letts with you just on the End of the Black tour, or are you guys going to work together more in the future? Joe and Elliot are now official members of the band, and they will be doing every future tour with me that I can think of or fucking plan. The band Ghost often releases an album of covers in their own style in between their main albums, and we all know that you like your covers, so any ideas of an album of covers? Yes, we've all discussed this, but, you know, really, it's just the fact that I'm just one man, and there are only so many hours in the day, so I can only do so much, right? There's so many things that I'd like to do that I just don't have the time to do. One day, maybe. Do you like the Halo video game? I'm not a gamer, man. I don't have time for video games. Like, I've got a PlayStation. I bought it because all my friends said that we should play Star Wars Battlefront together. And then I bought it, and then we all played together once, and then never happened again. If I am playing video games, I play Call of Duty because I can either play for 10 minutes or an hour or whatever. Like, there's no sort of like minimum time limit. Like, I don't know. I can't get invested in something like that because, you know, I just don't have the time or focus for it. Just bought my ticket to the San Francisco show. This will be the third consecutive San Francisco show of yours I've been to. That is awesome. San Francisco is always amazing. I really love the brick and mortar venue. I'm super excited to be coming back. The VIP tickets for that are almost sold out, so if you're interested in doing a VIP upgrade and hanging out with us, getting a Polaroid and posters and what else do you get? Oh yeah, that's right. Playing games with us, activities, then have a look into that. There's like 2 or 3 left. I spun your tracks at a rave. I promise you got like 20 new fans that night. Thank you. I'm glad that ravers are more open-minded than they were back when I was a kid. What's the worst venue you've ever played at? I mean, I've played at a lot of bad ones. Nothing's coming to me just right off the bat, but I know that the second I sign off, I'll I'll remember it. So, yeah, I'm just on the spot, but a lot of shitty ones. What is the name of your cat? My cat's name is Mara. What more questions about Blue Dangle? Have you ever met Blue Dangle in person? Yes, I know Chris Pohl. He was just on my tour bus, like on the last tour. I posted a picture that I came off. I posted a picture on my Instagram how I came off stage in Berlin. Fucking Chris Pohl and Steve Nagavi were hanging out on my tour bus, and I'm like, this is weird as hell. Who would one talk to get you in connection with a venue for your next tour? I'm sure your itinerary is already set for this one. Yes, our itinerary for the fall tour is locked down. We will not be adding any more dates. But if you're interested in connecting us with somebody for the future, my email address is on my website. I'm the one who checks it every day, so reach out. love the Gods and Gold video. What do the two personas represent to you? I try to follow dream logic, I think, in a lot of my work, because I think that art is something that needs to be slightly vague. I don't like telling direct narratives. It's more about sort of like grasping feelings or images from the air and kind of translating that either to music or lyrics or, you know, a scene. For me, I just wanted to create two characters that were incredibly, let's say, decadent feeling. I wanted two very decadent characters, and I wanted one to be male and one to be female, but I wanted them still to be slightly androgynous. So that's kind of who those characters represent. And then the other person who's in the darkness is the person who feels desperate and has nothing. So that's really kind of the extent of it. I don't like to create too many sort of backstories for these people because, like I said, I think dream logic is much more useful in terms of creating art and visual narratives, at least for me. Ever go to Minnesota? Yes, we actually have a show in Minnesota coming up this fall. And it's in a small club, and I think tickets might almost be sold out. So if you want to see us in Minnesota, that's the info right there. I would get your tickets right now. What is the meaning of your butterfly tattoo? No meaning really. I saw a lot of guys with very aggressive masculine throat tattoos, and I thought that it would be kind of interesting to get something that is very, I don't want to say feminine, but something that's pretty, right? Like I wanted just to get something different. And you know, the artist that I work with in Germany who did it is just fantastic and was really delivered. You mentioned Joe and Elliot being permanent members. How involvement do they have with the composition process, or do they just get handed the tab? I'm like the music, you know, I write the songs, but I always go to them and I ask for feedback, and I ask whether or not, you know, my ideas are stupid, if I'm going in the right direction. You know, I asked Joe for, you know, drumming advice, like, hey, what could this part have that would make it to spice it up in the percussion department? And then I asked Elliot, hey, you know, does this work? Does this progression work? Does this, you know, does this melody work? Whatever. So I use them more as, you know, confidants. I bounce ideas off them, just to kind of help refine the end result. But when it comes to like the touring stuff, the budgets and the production and the outfits and all that, we are like equal partners in that. So I allow them to have a whole lot of input into how the songs are performed, how we present ourselves on stage. I think that that's an incredibly important part of making us a cohesive band. Are you a PC, PlayStation, or Xbox kind of guy? I have a PlayStation, but I don't really use it. I don't game, as I said earlier. I don't have time for gaming. It's just like music is all that I do. It's like the only thing that I'm interested in pursuing. So it's like video games eat up too much time. I would rather spend that time watching tutorials on how to make guitar tones or how to produce better or whatever. I mean, it's just I think that art is a full-time job, and if you have hobbies, you're just wasting your time. Who is the artist who did the throat tattoo? His name is Zoltan Pop, and he is based in Burghausen, Germany, and he is the motherfucking shit. He also did my Kraken, and he did like 90% of my wife's tattoos too. So I'm really looking forward to being back in Europe and getting to work with him again. How do you relax if not video games? I don't really relax. I don't understand the concept of relaxing. I mean, at the very end of the day, when I'm trying to put work out of my mind, I have a glass of wine and I watch a movie or a series or something. But that's it. I mean, I wake up. I mean, this is all I do from sunrise to sunset. Wake up to bedtime. It's just, if I'm not doing it, if I'm trying to relax or I'm doing something else, I'm getting angry because it's like this is a waste of my time, I guess. Will you pretend to retire? No, I will never retire, ever. And if I can't do music anymore, then I will be a writer. And then I just got a whole new thing that I got to figure out how to do. You have a girlfriend or wife? Yes, I have been married for... my 8th anniversary is in a couple of days. So, yes. I've been married for almost 8 years, and we've been together since 2005 or 6, so coming up on 13, 14 years. Fucking crazy. What do you think of the German band Incubite? I have no idea who that is. What's your favorite song off your new album? I think Gods and Gold, Supernatural, Morning Doves, and Echoes are the best songs on the album. But they're all kind of like my kids, so even the ones that suck, I love them. And yes, my wife is in a couple of my videos. She's in Big Bad Wolf, Antibody. She's on the cover of Till Death. Is she in any other videos? She helped film them all, or like was there for the filming of almost all of them. So, yeah. She's around a lot, usually behind the scenes, but she's around. We will be seeing you in Richmond in September. Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't make the last show. I know, it was everything that happened with having to cancel that last tour with Grendel was just such a fucking nightmare and such a bummer. And I was really, really disappointed and hated to let everybody down, but just didn't have any other options. So I'm really looking forward to finally getting back out on the road in the U.S. and North America, Canada, you know, making it up to everybody. Have you heard the new Combi Christ album? I have not heard it yet. I heard the one single. Was the one that Daniel Meyer helped produce. So it's got the video, that cool music video. I like that. What are some influential bands for you? My favorite bands are Queen, Led Zeppelin, Michael Jackson, Marilyn Manson, Architects, Burns, Arizona, The Weeknd. Favorite producer is Diplo. And I love the sound design work of Charlie Clouser. And my cat. She's a really, really great singer. Oh, smell. Oh, what astrological sign are you? I am a Pisces, but I must, what's the word? I'm a Pisces, but I must stress that I do not believe in astrology at all, in any way. I don't believe in anything supernatural. I don't believe in gods. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in any of it. Okay. Where are all the places you've lived? I grew up in Costa Mesa, California. I then moved to Redlands, California, where I went through high school. And then I moved to Torrance, lived there for a couple of years. Then I moved to Hollywood. And then I moved to Berlin. And then I moved to Salzburg. And then I moved to West LA. And then now I'm about to move back to Austria. Did you ever change up a set on the spot if a crowd didn't seem to be into it, or have you not encountered this issue? No, we usually change our sets based on crowd responses on the following night. We try to kind of take what we've learned and apply it to the next time, but you know, we don't have that much flexibility given the fact that we don't just play songs live on the fly. There's a whole lot of technical stuff that goes on behind the scenes. How's your throat since the surgery? Did it affect your voice? Well, I didn't have throat surgery. I had sinus surgery. The throat pain, that was all caused by the tracheal breathing tube, which just like really fucked up my throat and scared me because I thought that they had done vocal damage. I read that you could actually do serious vocal damage, and they even said, oh, you're a singer, and they used like a thinner tube on me. So luckily that pain went away. I'm fully healed now. I feel great. I can finally breathe, which is just something that I haven't experienced in years. I get on a plane and I don't feel like my eyes are going to burst out of my head. It's crazy, but I have a big like regimen that I have to follow. I take medication, nasal sprays. I have to do the neti pot thing twice a day in order to keep that shit from returning. So it's going to be a lifelong project, but I'm happy to never have to do it again. Do you prefer to play in Europe or America? Is there a huge difference between the crowds? I think the more that you travel, the more that you realize that everybody is exactly the same. Like everybody just kind of, I don't know. music and art and all that kind of stuff, it just resonates with people in the exact same way. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter if you're in America, in Europe, in Australia, in Japan. It's like everywhere I go, it's just people love music, and they're all passionate about it. And so I think the more that you do this, the more you realize that we are all exactly the same. Possible night collab. Oh wait, where is it? Possible nightclub collaboration in the future. Perhaps they're friends of ours. Anything is possible. Glasses, perhaps. They really might make you squint less. Yes, I know. I have glasses. I just always forget to wear them. Thank you. 9-inch nails. Sure. I would love for you to tell me you know what I'm going through, a situation where my partner left me, only my name is Mark. I don't fully understand exactly what you're saying, but I do know that life can be very, very difficult sometimes. And, you know, losing a partner is obviously one of the most difficult things to go through, and I certainly know what that's like. But you know, it always gets better. Always. And no matter how awful something may seem, it gets better. And the platitude, time heals all wounds, exists because it's true. And I always try to tell myself that when I'm feeling like I'm in these moments that are the worst moments of my life, I just remind myself that I've been there before and that it does get better. So I'm wishing you the best, and I hope that it gets better, or I know that it will get better. We in Albuquerque will miss you this tour. Looks like we won't get to see you. I tried very hard to get an Albuquerque show, but it just didn't happen. I don't know why, but it didn't materialize. So I hope that you will consider coming to see us at either Mesa or in where is it? El Paso. Can't wait to see you guys in Pittsburgh. Any clue if it's almost sold out? I am pretty confident that Pittsburgh is going to sell out. It's a small club. I basically demanded that we play a small club there. So if you want to come see us at the Pittsburgh show, I would highly recommend getting the tickets now before they're gone. All right, guys, 5 more minutes and then I got to get back to work. I hope someday you can co-headline a North American tour with Faderhead. We brought Faderhead out to the U.S. For their first ever tour, I think in 2011. And then he did 1 or 2 more, and he just said he was done. He's just never going to tour America again. So you got to bring that up with Faderhead, not me, man. What do you do if you can't sleep? To be honest, I don't really have that problem. I work myself to exhaustion every day to where it's like the second I lay down in bed, I just immediately fall asleep. I don't know if that's a good recommendation, but yeah, exhaust yourself. What is your biggest fear? Flying. Hey, new fan here. Is there a particular song that you've made that has had the most emotional impact on you for your personal experiences? I think Never Enough and Supernatural are probably the most sort of the songs that really like hit me in the belly because they just kind of connect so much with who I am and how I've been feeling. How do you feel about Wumpscut? I think Rudy made awesome music for a certain amount of time, and then he stopped caring, and then the fact that he's an asshole didn't help. So, love Rudy's music from the 90s. Don't seem to love Rudy as a person, and his last music was just not good because he treated it like an assembly line and not like art. I'm a new industrial artist. Well, Carbu, welcome to the jungle. It's fucking crazy out here, but it's a lot of fun. So I wish you a lot. I wish you a lot of success. Have you been on the plane yet since the surgery? Yes, I flew to Mexico City and did not have any problems at all. Awesome. Can you bring Day Vision on a tour? They were supposed to tour V&V last year, but backed out for some reason. The reason was visas. They had visa issues, and they couldn't get into the country in time. I think that you should check out Empathy Test, who are our support band for this upcoming North American tour, and they are fucking amazing. This is their first ever tour, or actually first time ever playing in the United States. They played one show in Canada last year. They are incredible. I highly suggest you check them out and come and see them on this tour with us. Can't wait to see you in New York. Yeah, awesome, Paul. That Brooklyn show is going to be insane. Tickets are about halfway sold out for Brooklyn, so we're about 3 months away, 2.5 months away. Brooklyn is almost certainly going to sell out. So if you don't have your tickets for Brooklyn, get them. As a Dutch person, I find that a lot of great artists seem to skip the Netherlands as a country to perform. Why is that? Because no promoters in the Netherlands want to book bands. That's why. I've tried very, very hard to get some shows in the Netherlands recently, and I had some luck, but it was just too, the schedule just didn't work out. Everybody always wants a weekend. Nobody wants to book a show on a weekday. It's getting incredibly frustrating, and the Benelux countries can be notoriously difficult, so promoters get cold feet. And they're like, oh, no weekend, not a weekend show? Pass. What do you think about Germany? I mean, I lived in Germany. Some of my best friends are German. It's one of my biggest markets ever. I spend a ton of time in Germany every year. So, yeah, it's okay. See you in Denver. Oh, yes, Denver's going to be awesome, too. They skip Belgium too. Same problem here. It's the Benelux countries. It's tough. I'm very, very sorry. But I think if it feels like we have a lot of momentum right now. Things just feel really good. The vibe is good. I feel like there's a great energy between me and all of you. I feel like there's a great energy between us as a band. I feel like people really like the new record for the most part, and it's just, I feel like nothing but good things is coming. Nothing but good things are coming, and I thank all of you for hanging out with me and supporting me. However it is that you do it, it means the world to me. It's really humbling to know that people give a shit about me and what it is that I do, and everything just feels so awesome right now. So I hope that I hope this trend continues, and I hope that that opens up more doors, new opportunities for us to be able to play in markets that we never could before. It's a really, really exciting time, and I thank you all for being on this journey with me. So, you all have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is, and whatever time zone you're at. And see you soon.